Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another episode of Hot Hatch Head to Head. Today I'm joined with Ross and his FK8 Type R. This thing looks absolutely mental and we'll get onto some details on this, but it's a huge car, isn't it?
It's massive.
It's massive. Now we'll touch on that in a minute, but anyway, yes, Civic Type R. Very interesting episode this. Not only is this the last episode of this series, more on that later, but it's also an episode which I've been struggling to kind of get hold of because they're quite rare in the UK, aren't they? I mean, you don't see many at all. So huge thank you to you for coming on down. So I think we'll roll some B-roll and then we'll have a look at the car, get you to run around it, and then we'll get stuck in to the first one. Get on down. Real low. One foot to the left and jump to the right on your feet.
Yes guys, so this is my 2018 Honda Civic Type R, the FK8, finished in Championship White. I've had this car now for about 3 or 4 months. Absolutely love it. There's a story behind the car as well, which I've explained to Luke, and I was very much excited to get hold of this car. So this is a 2 litre 4-cylinder engine. It's the K20 with the turbo, so it's about 316 brake horsepower as standard and 295 pounds-foot of torque. All driven through a 6-speed manual gearbox, as it should be, with an LSD at the front. Massive Brembo brakes, which we love to see, and I think controversial in styling would be quite fair to say. I personally love it, and it is very much a Marmite sort of car, I think. So yeah, I love the car. It's been on track. I drive it hard on the road, as I should, and yeah, I love it.
No, it does look mental, and I was actually saying to you just off camera, I haven't actually spent any time up close to one of these before, like at all.
Yeah,
they are actually really quite rare.
Unless you go to a show, you probably aren't going to see so many of them driving around. I said to you as I turned up today, I've seen 2 in the 3 months I've had it, and I actually saw another 2 today, so I've only actually seen 5, including this one, in about 3 months.
Which is mental. Do you want to just quickly brush over that story behind the car?
Yeah,
I think it's really quite cool.
So, while I was after one of these, I was looking around at some of the cars that were doing the Civic Type R Challenge, which was setting all the lap times, and as far as I'm aware, this is one of the cars, certainly in terms of a chassis number, that did one of those lap times. It's the story I've been told. I'm sure somebody in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but
don't correct him, it's cool.
But I'm pretty sure that is the story behind this car, and if it is, then I'm very happy that that's the case. I did chase them around for a long time trying to find one of those cars, so I hope that's one of them.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty cool story nonetheless. Now this car obviously finished in Glacier White, like you said, but some of the red details you get, obviously the pinstripes around the wheels, 20-inch wheels, did you say that they were?
20 by 8.5. Bit silly, but it's Honda's decision.
Big old brakes as well. You might be able to see the red interior. In fact, if it's open, we'll have a quick peek inside, because like you said, we've got a 6-speed manual. I presume that's a very short throw on that as well.
Very short. The titanium gear knob, which gets very warm.
Yeah, warm in the summer and cold in the winter.
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Look at those seats. They are awesome. Very, very cool place to be. All the carbon here and there. Now you've got the carbon effect on the outside.
Yeah, so it's very much a fake carbon fibre, but it looks quite good.
It looks cool. We'll have a little look at that. It's interesting. It almost looks like naked carbon, so carbon without a lacquer.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. I mean, just look at some of the details on this thing. Look at those arches. They are huge. And actually, like we were saying about the sheer length of the cars. Now, both cars are parked level at the front, but look at the difference at the back compared to my car.
There's a good 2 foot in it, I think.
You get a whole extra wing, and actually speaking about wing, look at that. Obviously I've taken my little lip spoiler off the back of mine at the moment, but look at that thing. Insane. We've got 3 exhausts on the back as well, which I suppose can lead on to some of the plans which you've got for the car.
Yeah, the 3 exhausts was always controversial. I think everybody will agree. I'm not a big fan. I don't really like it. So I've got a HKS exhaust coming, which is something like a 3 or 4 kilogram weight saving, as well as obviously increase the volume of the car, which you guys will find out in round 1.
Yep.
Very quiet car.
And it's not a GPF car, is it?
No, it's not a GPF car. I can't imagine what they're like, to be honest. They must be horrendous. So I've got that coming, and I've delayed that purposely for this video because Luke wanted a stock one.
Very kind.
I've also got a set of raised wheels coming from Japan, which I think are on something like a 4 or 5 week delivery.
Yep.
and a set of high back springs to go on as well, which is about 25mm lowering. So it'll go on to 18-inch wheels. Yeah. 265 section tyres, so it should be nice. It should be even better going around the B roads, which it already excels.
Yeah,
at,
I can imagine. So it is front wheel drive, this, isn't it? Front wheel drive. You've got a manual gearbox, and looks like this. I mean, it is mental. I mean, it's almost. It makes the Golf R, in my eyes, look very dull and boring. I'm sorry, Golf R, but it does. I mean, just look at this thing. It's absolutely mental. And obviously, the Golf R is very discreet in what it is. But actually, going back to the power stats, very, very similar. So you've got 316 with the Type R and 306, 310 on the Golf R. So I think that's going to be very interesting. But seeing as we are at the back of the car, I suppose we could get involved in round one, eh?
Let's do it.
Let's fire them up and see which one's louder. I'm not going to lie, your car definitely needs an exhaust.
Yep, I know.
Definitely. It's a very deep sounding noise, which I don't think this mic is really going to pick up, but definitely needs an exhaust.
It doesn't make any noise whatsoever. Just stop lying to your viewers.
No, sorry. Anyway, so obviously this section is kind of split up into 3 different rounds, start up and revs, which we've done, and also a flyby. So without further ado, let's do that.
Let's do it.
So, a fairly conclusive win for the R on round one, which again we kind of predicted at the start. But anyway, moving on to round two, which is power to weight ratio. A very simple round, and a round where the stats for the R have remained the same for the whole series, but nonetheless, the curb weight of the Golf R, 1483 kilos. That's a dry weight. Oh no, sorry, curb weight. What's yours?
1380.
1380. So that's, I suppose, is the difference between the four-wheel drive and the front-wheel drive. And then obviously 306 brake horsepower for the R.
And 316.
316. So we've got 10 horsepower more.
Yeah.
So the power to weight ratio, BHP per tonne for the R is 306.34.
I hope not.
Yep.
306.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, 206.
Oh, the car you bought.
It's just very quick. Sorry, I read that wrong. 206.34.
And mine is, I'll add 100 to mine. 328, no. 228.62.
228, all right, fair enough. But there we go, 1-1, but I need to learn how to read by the looks of it. So round 3, we are now inside of the Type R. I've never been inside one of these before.
No?
It's a very nice place to be.
Yeah, they are quite nice in here.
Oh.
They go quite well. Pardon? They go quite well.
Yeah, I can imagine it's quite leery because it's front wheel drive and manual, so you can probably get quite a bit of torque stick. So what we'll do, obviously this is the 0 to 60 round. Now, this car doesn't have launch control.
No.
So to make things fair, we can turn around at this junction up here.
Yeah.
To make things fair, what we're going to do is both do standing starts. Obviously the Golf R does have launch control, but instead of me using launch and you not, we'll just both do a standing start to 60.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I guess we'll get positioned, get the draggy turned on, and have a little go. Okay, so obviously this thing doesn't have launch control, so it's just a case of...
It's me and the machine.
You and the machine. Right, we are all ready here. Right, you're ready. Oh, bit of spinning. Oh, a lot of spinning. You get a lot of intake noise with this thing, don't you?
Oh yeah.
A lot of intake noise. So, we have, obviously it's not a launch control, so than what we're used to on this series. So we have a 0 to 60 time of 6.3, which for a non-launch isn't too bad, I don't think.
Yeah, I think the surface is a bit loose as well. Which
yeah, there's a lot of gravel around actually.
But I've got to get my excuses in early.
Oh yes. Right, spin it round, hop over to the Golf R and see what we've got. Obviously, no launch. So because we're not doing launch, it means that we're going to get some DSG files, which are amazing.
Everyone likes a DSG.
Oh yes. Have you ever been in a Golf R, by the way?
Yeah, I've been in it.
Yeah.
450-ish horsepower one. First time I've been in a stock one.
Okay, yeah. No, to be honest, stock, they're flipping quick as they are.
Yeah.
But when you tune them, they are mad.
It was pretty manic.
Yeah. Right, so we'll get on to the same bit, and then we can do the same again. It's going to be weird doing a standing start rather than a launch.
Yeah.
Regardless, it shall be interesting. So we've got 6.3 to beat. I presume the drag is all set up.
It's all ready to go.
If you press reset quickly.
Yeah.
So, okay, you ready?
Go for it.
Oh, that's laggy as hell. Right.
Okay.
It's a lot different from doing a launch than standing start.
I've seen some of the times you've done launch.
Yeah.
5.72.
5.7. Not bad.
It's a lot closer than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, that is actually really close. So basically, the difference between doing a standing start and a launch is basically a second.
Yeah.
Interesting though, very interesting. It's always good fun though.
Any four-wheel drive car with DSG is always great to launch.
That's the thing, yeah. I mean, comparing a four-wheel drive car to a front-wheel drive car is only means one thing really, but still pretty damn close. And that rounds up 3 out of the 5 challenges. I'm gonna do a 1,000,000 turn and head over and do the fuel economy. So a slightly different way of doing the launch controls, or 0 to 60s, but still very interesting nonetheless. It's actually, I've never actually kind of done just a standing start in the Golf R, so that was really quite interesting, and obviously about a second difference between doing that and a launch control. But anyway, moving on, round 4, penultimate round, we have fuel economy, which I think you're rather confident about.
Quietly confident.
What I will say though, you have a 6-speed manual.
I do.
I have a 7-speed DSG, so I have an extra gear.
Yep.
But
That's how you use them.
very true. I spent half my time in third on the red line.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, swap between both cars and have a little look, see which one comes out on top. So shall we do Type R first?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So I shall hop into the passenger seat. I'll show you a little bit more of the interior of this. Oh, it's locked. There we go. Yeah, show you a little bit more about the interior of this thing, because I mean, these seats, I love these.
Yeah, they're very comfortable.
Yeah, they do look it, but then again, they're very bolstery.
Yeah, they're bolstery,
which is
but
nice.
soft.
Yeah,
So they got
I know
a
what
good
you mean.
balance.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, how do we do the
Okay, so
average consumption? I love this dial on the front here.
so over the course of 13,000 miles,
Yep.
I've averaged 28.1,
28.1, okay.
and since last fill up, 28.5. So
Yep.
that's the drive down today plus our little
Who?
play around there. And for a more in-depth look
Yep.
of what we just did, previous drive 13.8.
That's what we like to see.
Yep.
But anyway, I think, should we do the long term? So the
Long term,
28.1.
28.1.
28.1, okay, that's strong.
Yeah,
That's
it's
very, very strong.
It's quite impressive how good it can be. You can sit on the motorway at 70 mile an hour getting sort of mid 30s, high 30s
Yeah.
quite easily.
Yeah, definitely.
But this car just sits in stop-start traffic most of the week. And
Oh, really?
It still gets 28, so
Oh, that's not bad at all.
I couldn't
That's
be
not bad
happier.
at all. I love all these red accents as well.
yeah.
Ooh, even on the steering wheel as well, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, I only wish they carried it on down here a little bit.
Yeah,
where some of the
that's
cheaper
true.
plastics are.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, we've still got a few red touches here and there as
Yeah.
well. I love this little chassis plaque here.
And the wireless charging, which is
Ah, that's
brilliant.
really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Anyway, over to the Golf R. Okay, so let's do the usual flick through. Average consumption. Oh no! Oh, that's his refueling. Since start, long term. Wait, what?
How have you managed to cheat that?
He's only gone and done it.
There's some cheating going on. I've seen your videos. It's been lower than that.
It has been lower than that. I'm actually quite surprised. So that's long term. Hang on a minute. So since refueling, yours was
28.9.
28.9. Was it 28.5?
Might have been 28.5, something like that.
And 27.1. But so your long term was over 13,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's the same as me.
There's some cheating. I want a steward's inquiry.
I'll take that though. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'll take that.
Where's that OBD2 reader you've got where you're fudging numbers?
Haters will say it's photoshopped. So I guess that 7th gear really did pay off. I'm actually genuinely quite shocked with that result.
I'm more shocked than you.
You're a little bit pissed off.
No. All's fair in war.
Anyway, so before we get on to the last round, which is the people's choice, where I kind of put the decision in your guys' court, where you basically just choose on Instagram a poll between the Civic Type R and the Golf R. Before we get on to that, I want to kind of elaborate on what I kind of hinted to at the beginning of the video about this being the last episode. Now, yes, this is the last planned episode of season one of Hot Hatch Head-to-Head. However, I'd expect in about September time there is like a special going to be coming out on the channel, kind of a bit of a last hurrah for season 1 of this series. It's been a hugely successful series, and one which I've loved making. It's been really cool to kind of meet people like you, to check out some cars which I haven't really spent so much time around before, and also compare them to mine. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a special coming out in September. Now be sure to follow me on Instagram for some more hints and clues about what that entails. But for now, I'm actually going to jump on my Instagram and see how we got on with the poll. So I think as things stand at the moment, so I won the first round, you won the second round, and then I won the last 2 rounds. So it's 3-1.
So this is for pride.
So they or embarrassment. Either way, I think there's a lot of love for the Type R.
I would like to think so.
I think so. But anyway, if I get some service, we'll be able to have a look and see who won. So obviously, as always, this poll went up on my Instagram probably about 2 hours ago before I started filming, and I haven't looked at it since. So let's have a look. It's not loading. Great.
The suspense.
The suspense. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay, it's quite close actually.
Yeah.
So we've got 34 votes for the Type R, but we have 60 for the Golf.
That's not close.
Well, it's quite close. 64 to 36. I mean, it's been further away before.
Yeah.
But, you know, I thought there'd be more love for that.
I think it's the looks. The looks divide too many opinions, I think.
Yeah, true. But anyway, there we go. Was it 4-1?
4-1.
4-1.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So there we go, that is going to wrap up Hot Hatch Head-to-Head for now. Anyway, for now, it's like I said, it's been a really fun series to make, and hopefully which will be one which I'll continue to make in the future. But anyway, that is it for now. Again, huge thank you to you for coming down. Instagram link will be down in the description down below if you want to learn more about the Type R, some plans that we got. So those exhausts and those wheels that are coming fairly soon, which is very exciting. But anyway, thank you very much as always for watching this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe for all the adventures still to come.